where he's dragging John Travolta's body. He's like, oh, 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 them rocks. Oh, the fire on me. Oh, disco fever.
Is that what John Travolta sounds like?
Say rolling around, sitting on doves, can't lie, I was high.
Sitting topical back with another video. I'm Strange Wang. He is Nate. Today on Copper Drop, we got a special one for you, boy. And it is the 2004 version of The Punisher. On Copper Drop, basically before the film's been out. This film came out when you graduated college. I mean, you old fuck.
Not quite. First year high school.
But on Copper Drop, we take a SteelBook that's coming out before it gets released. We look at it, say what we like about it, what we dislike about it, our buying process, and we say we're going to cop it or drop it. Again, this is not a review, so don't put in the comments, this isn't a review, you don't have the SteelBook. No shit. Look at the date when we're releasing this. But he's going to tell you about our social media and where you can find it.
If you scroll down to the description box below, pop it open, you'll find links to those social media accounts. You also find a link to our Patreon account and our Coffee account. So if you would like to help support our channel in a financial way, we'd appreciate that.
Let's talk about it.
On the front cover, I'm not even going to start with the front cover. You know why?
Why?
Because it's got one of my favorite new things about the world. Slipcases for SteelBooks.
Facts!
So the trend continues with the Punisher, and you got the outline of the Punisher skull. You got some glass for the eyes. Mm-hmm. Is black, which like what you associate with the Punisher, so that makes sense. And then you put that on the SteelBook, and you got the Punisher skull engulfed in flames.
Yeah, really stark contrast between like the front of the slipcase and the SteelBook itself. Most of the SteelBook slipcases are like transparent, and they're kind of like either adding something to it or it just has the title on it. I think this is maybe just the second one. I can't even remember what the first one was, but I feel like I remember saying the same stuff before. But I feel like this is like maybe only the first or second one where we've seen the slipcase actually just have a completely different art on it.
Maybe the Saw one, because that was the TV. You remove it in this jigsaw.
Yeah, that might have been it. But personally, I like the slipcase better.
Me too.
The more subtle, like toned down. When I see things engulfed in flames, or like, you know, that's just the main image. It just, I don't know. I can't even describe how it makes me feel. I don't dislike the actual cover of the SteelBook because it just shows exactly what it needs to show. And this movie does have a lot of destruction in it.
Yeah, the final scene is,
yeah,
especially what I would assume it's hinting at. I'm with you. I like it. I think it could have been a lot better. I personally hate the color orange, and 90% of that SteelBook is orange. So for me personally, you should have just slapped the Russian fighting the Punisher, and then I would have been happy. I would have bought 2 copies.
Get the fuck out of here.
But you got the Punisher skull. It's iconic. You go on the back. You got Frank Castle himself. He's got some guns. You got the skull showing. He's coming out of a building blowing up, or maybe it's the parking lot where he's dragging John Travolta's body. He's like, oh, 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 them rocks. Oh, the fire on me. Oh, disco fever.
Is that what John Travolta sounds like?
That's what he sounds like to me. I like the back better than I like the front because there's less orange. You got the black outline. It makes him look like a badass. He has to point across. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I like the back better as well. I'm just so conflicted because I love this movie. I'm just not a fan of this SteelBook. Like, it is just too much fire and too much orange for me. But especially since, like, the moments in this movie, this is not start to finish action in this movie.
No.
Like, there's a lot of slow parts in between. Not slow as in negative, but just slower than, like, just ramped up 24/7. So to me, this doesn't really just, like, encapsulate the vibe of this movie, which I prefer my SteelBooks to do. But it's also not awful. It's just isn't what I would have wanted. But I love the slipcase. I think the slipcase is pretty cool.
Since we're talking about Marvel movies, I like the SteelBook. I think could have been a lot better. Similar to my Spider-Man review in the corner. I feel the same way about the SteelBook as I feel about that movie. But then you got the disc. Orange disc. They did something on the disc. We enjoy and appreciate that. We enjoy the flow. We enjoy... It's weird because this is like the first one like we're kind of like mediocre on because it's got everything we love. Every time we do these, something on the disc, thumbs up. The flow over on the spine, thumbs up. Slipcase, thumbs up. But it's just like
Whatever.
I agree. I do appreciate they did something on the discs. It's the same image. It looks like it's just reversed. Although I can't tell exactly what it is because the view we have is like it laying flat. But whatever that black thing is on the opposite side from the 4K to the Blu-ray. But yeah, it makes sense. The discs aren't even bad. They are very bright and very orange, but it's an explosion coming out of the dead center. So like, I agree with everything you're saying. It has all of the elements that I love about SteelBooks in this. It's just like the color scheme and some of the image choices. I'm just like, nah.
Since Best Buy didn't give us the inside, which would probably be orange by the disc, it's going to be a cop for Strange Wang because I love this movie. I've loved this movie for a really long time. I grew up with this movie when it came out. I was too young to watch it. I watched it anyways, and I loved every second of it. I got the little video game for the Xbox. It was just as violent, but I loved it. I loved the story of Frank Castle, the whole nine. I had little Punisher t-shirts. It was amazing. I used to play the DVD on the home screen just so I could hear that song. Yeah. I can hear what you're thinking. I can say the whole song right now, but I'm not. I'm going to save you the pleasure. I can't sing worth a fuck.
Right.
But I love this movie, so it's definitely a cop.
Yeah. Same thing. It's a cop for me as well. I think this movie is very good. It's just such a fun watch. And I think a lot of that does have to do with just like when it came out and how old I was the first time I saw it and all of that. But it's just so like off the beaten path from like normal superhero movies with like, I mean, the Russian fight is like really what comes to mind.
Yeah, bro.
Like, there's so much more to this movie than that one scene, but that one scene is just so good.
That's one of my favorite fight scenes of all time.
And it's just like all the little, like the side characters are just weird and like, I love it.
Perfect.
This is 100% a movie.
I just can't wait to see that Russian fight in 4K. I'm gonna have to change my underwear afterwards. That shit gonna be fucking nice, son.
Hey, yo!
But also, I get to see when like they're on the beach. I believe it's on the beach, and they're under a little hut before Frank Castle becomes a Punisher. Mm-hmm. And the dude with the long hair, he's kind of like older, probably in his like late 40s, early 50s. Like he's been through some shit. He probably did a lot of cocaine in the 80s. He looks like, but he stabs him in the hand. He goes, "Oh!" He stabs him like that. Oh man, that's gonna look so good in 4K. That guy's a goober. But if we're goobers, tell us that in the comment section down below. Also, tell us if you're copping this or dropping it. Scroll back up, hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.